President Trump will impose hefty tariffs tomorrow on dozens of countries if they have not yet reached a framework trade understanding with the United States. This morning, the president announced, this was interesting, on social media that the U.S. and Mexico, Mexico being our top trading partner, have agreed to extend their current deal for 90 days while trade talks continue. CBS News Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady. So happy to see you, Kelly. Rescue me from my confusion if you can, please.
I know. I thought that August 1st deadline was firm, but it does.
Didn't the president just say that 3 days ago?
That's a negotiation tactic, though. You know, hat tip to always keeping the goalposts moving. That is what you do in a good negotiation. That being said, look, I think the fact that there is an extension with Mexico, that is a win for businesses that are importing goods that are selling into that. It's a 25% tariff because of fentanyl coming across the border, the 25% sector tariff for autos, as well as the 50% tariff for aluminum, copper, as well as steel. I will note, though, and this is really important, there is that existing USMCA trade agreement between the U.S., Mexico, and Canada that was negotiated under the president's first term. It replaced NAFTA. And so these tariffs don't apply to any of the goods that are protected within that agreement. That, of course, is up for renegotiation in 2026. So it does seem like negotiations are sort of humming along between Mexico and the U.S., but my eye is on that next year. I think this is sort of designed to put pressure ahead of that renegotiation of the larger trade agreement.
And what about Canada? Canada's up for, this thing has to be closed by tomorrow.
That's right. Or we could see tariffs go up. You know, Nancy, I think, put sort of all of the context into whether they're going to recognize the Palestine as a state or not. That's complicating matters. But the president has really hammered home that Canada has treated the U.S. badly when it comes to those non-tariff barriers, that they support certain industries like the dairy industry within Canada. But that's going to be a really big one when you think about the auto industry and just how the supply chain across some of our major auto companies that this earnings season have already admitted they're taking major hits to their bottom line because of these tariffs.
Yesterday on this program, Peter Navarro, top trade advisor to the president, talked about lumber in Canada. We're going to talk to the mayor of Detroit, Mike Duggan, shortly on this program about the implications for Canadian tariffs and the automakers in Detroit. There's a lot spinning around the Canada conversation presently.
Yeah, that's right. And you think about lumber specifically, we have a housing crisis. We need to build more, all of those things, whether it's steel, aluminum, lumber, things that we get from Canada that has trickle down effects to businesses and consumers like you and me as we try and figure out that problem.
Kelly O'Grady, always hit it out of the park every single time. And I thank you.